Hello students, you all know that our chapter Plant Kingdom is going on and today we'll study about Bryophyta. Bryophytes include various mosses and liverworts that are found commonly growing in moist shady areas in the hills. Bryophytes are also called amphibians of the plant kingdom because these plants can live in soil but are dependent on water for sexual reproduction. Mostly terrestrial plants which depend on external water for fertilization and completion of their life cycle. So these are bryophyta, and so we call them amphibian plants. They grow in shady and moist places such as moist wall, damp rocks, moist soil, and decaying logs, etc. They show thalloid plant body which is not differentiated into root, stem and leaves. In Bryophyta, true roots are absent but rhizoids are present. Rhizoids are unicellular in liverworts while multicellular in mosses. They absorb water and minerals and also help in fixation of thallus to the substratum. The main plant body of bryophyte is haploid. It produces gametes. Hence it is called gametophyte. The sex organs in bryophytes are multicellular. The male sex organ is called antheridium and it produces biflagellate antherozoids. The female sex organ is called archegonium, which is flower shaped and produces a single egg. The antherozoids are released into water where they come in contact with archegonium. An antherozoid fuses with the egg to produce a zygote. Zygote don't undergo reduction division immediately. They produce a multicellular body which is called sporophyte. The sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it. Some cells of sporophyte undergo reduction division, means meiosis, and produce haploid spores. These spores germinate to produce gametophyte. This slide shows us differences between gametophyte and sporophyte. Gametophyte, plant body of bryophyte is haploid. It produces gametes and so it's called gametophyte. Sex organ in bryophytes are multicellular. The main sex organ is called antheridium and produced by flagellate antherozoids. The female sex organs which are called archegonium, which is flask shape and produces a single egg. So this I have told you earlier. The antherozoids are released into water where they come in contact with archegonium and antherozoid fuses with egg to produce a zygote. And here are some points about sporophytes. The zygote produces a multicellular body called a sporophyte. Sporophyte is not free living but attached to the photosynthetic gametophyte and derives nourishment from it, as we have seen in the previous slide. Some cells of the sporophyte undergo meiosis to produce haploid spores. These germinate to produce gametophyte. The sporophyte is diploid, but gametophyte is haploid. Sporophyte is recessive, partially dependent on gametophyte. Now we'll study the economic importance of bryophytes. Bryophytes are of little economic importance, but some mosses provide food for herbaceous mammals, birds and other animals, etc. Species of sphagnum, a moss, provide peat that have long been used as fuel or as packing material for transshipment of living material because their water holding capacity is very high. Mosses along with lichens are the first organisms to colonize rocks and hence are of great ecological importance. They decompose rocks, making the substrate suitable for the growth of higher plants. Since mosses form dense mats on the soil, they reduce the impact of falling rain and prevent soil erosion. So bryophytes are divided into two classes, two further divisions, liverworts and mosses. First of all, we'll study about liverworts. The plant body of liverwort is thalloid, for example, Marchantia. The thallus is dorsiventral and closely appressed to the substrate. The leafy members have tiny leaf-like appendages in two rows on the stem-like structure. Asexual in liverworts takes place by fragmentation of thalli or by formation of specialized structures called gamete cups. These are singular is gamma. Gamete are green, multicellular, asexual buds which develop in small receptacles called gamma cups located on the thalli. The gamete become detached from the parent body and germinate to form new individuals. During sexual reproduction, male and female sex organs are produced either on the same or the different thalli. The sporophyte is differentiated into root, foot, stem, and capsule. After meiosis, spores are produced within the capsule. These spores germinate to form free-living gametophytes. Now we'll study about mosses. Predominant stage of the life cycle of a moss is gametophyte, which consists of two stages. First stage is protonema stage and second stage is leafy stage. Protonema stage, which directly develops from a spore. It is creeping, green, branched and frequently filamentous stage. And second stage, leafy stage, which develops from the secondary protonema as a lateral bud. They consist of upright, slender axes bearing spirally arranged leaves. They are attached to soil through multicellular and branched rhizoids. This stage bears the sex organs. Vegetative reproduction in mosses takes place by fragmentation and budding in the secondary protonema. And sexual reproduction, sex organs, antheridia and archegonia are provided at the apex of leafy shoots. After fertilization, the zygotes develop into a sporophyte consisting of a foot seta and capsule. The sporophyte in mosses is more elaborate than in the liverworts. Capsule contains spores. Spores are formed after meiosis, and the mosses have elaborate mechanism for spores dispersal.